Hello everyone, so today I'll make a video on which coins I think will perform well this week, coins that I think that are going to do more than 50% pump. Just a disclaimer, this is a short-term prediction, so there's a lot of variability and doesn't have to play out the way that I predicted to. So you should treat it like in terms of like a short-term trade where there's always a stop loss and an exit price if it hits your target. So let's get started. So before we begin, I'm gonna go over what I think the general market is gonna do. So I do think that Bitcoin is more or less done dropping, and I do think this is a satisfactory double bottom. Although it's not like a clean double bottom, I do think that we're more or less done. And based on, so let me go ahead and put on the indicators. Based on the Kelter band, it's not very likely to go down. And if I go ahead and pull up Litecoin, I made a previous video where I thought Litecoin is going to hug this blue median line and go downwards, but it already broke past this blue median line and is approaching this high back in December. And if you go look at Bitcoin, it hasn't done that yet. So, but my suspicion is that we're not very likely to play out like this any longer. I do think that we are actually going to go straight up. I mean, I guess it could go up here and then pull back, but I don't. But even if it does, I don't think it's going to pull back all that severely. So I think from here on out, it's just going to be a return back to the bull market. So given that that's the case, right? Given that I believe that we're more or less done dropping, I do think that a lot of coins are going to perform well, but I do think there are some that are going to perform particularly well. The first one I think is STX. This formation right here, 1, 2, 3, is a very clean formation where it's very likely to make a new high. So when you have a double top like this, right, then if you triple top, you're more likely to go through. But the other thing that's important is that there's a 0.618 that's already been put in here. So if you notice that there's a 0.61 already put in here. So it's just gonna go straight through. It's gonna go straight through and straight up. So the price that I think is more likely gonna get stopped at is the next ring up here. So 4.33, or if you round it up, right, then it'll be $4.50. So I do think it's gonna go straight up to $4.50 within probably the next few days. So that'll be a clean 100%, and you can just get in and get out. At least that's what I'm gonna do. Remember, you gotta make your own judgments and do your own trades. This is not like a recommendation. The other coin that I think is gonna do well is Jasmine. Jasmine, if you notice, it also has a 0.618 that's put in. It's not as clean as so let me go ahead and zoom in. Notice that there's a 0.618 put in here. If you go back to STX, there's a double top here, right? So I do think that Jasmine is not, if it does go up, is going to get stopped back at this recent high. It's not very likely to go through all the way. So I do think that it will do like an 80% pump. It could be that this is not a valid 0.618. So it could just more or less get stopped here, pull back, and then wait to do it again later on. But I do think that STX is the better play, and I think that Jasmine is another good play that it will go up, but not as guaranteed to go up here as STX is going to go up all the way to $4.50. So one of the things to also look at is that before determining these coins, one of the ways to know whether or not a coin is going to do really well is seeing what Bitcoin is doing when it's dropping, and seeing how other coins are performing while Bitcoin is dropping. So if I go and pull up Bitcoin during this drop right here, so if you take a look at the time, it says 13:15. So January 18, 2022, 13:15. Both Jasmine and see, you go look at 13:15, right? It started climbing up from there, but Bitcoin lagged a little bit before Jasmine started coming up, and STX has already started climbing up. So one of the techniques is just seeing which coin moves up while Bitcoin is dropping, and that should give you a sense of like which coin is more or less want to behave on their own. And then using formation, you can tell which coin is likely to move and at what price it's going to stop. So I do think that these two are likely to move it. Again, it doesn't have to do it that way, but if I had to take a gamble, then it's worth making these type of trades. So if you enjoyed the video, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe and take care. Okay, bye.